This is the video where we will try to explain how to examine, how to assess the performance of the groups and other characteristics of the groups in LivLab Simulator. As always, we need first to define a scenario that we can test with the simulator. In this case, what we will do will be choose, say, for example, 30 participants, group size to leave it in 5 today's discussion, and we will, in this case, switch on the diversity extended controls. Sorry. In this case, we will, for example, set up the percentage of experienced participants in 73%. We want 2 technical experts per team, no functional experts, and 1 influencer. This block features the event under certain conditions that, coupled with the common conditions of any event, set up a particular scenario. This is something that we can test as many times as we want. We can then sift any of the parameters, whether it's experience percentage, people, technical experts, etc. So we can set up another type of scenario. With the diversity extended block, we want to test probably things that are related to how we group participants in a collaborative event to understand if that produces any type of differences in the final outcomes of the event. Now, with all that said, we click setup, we group the participants. Again, it is not needed, but probably helps us understand who is with whom. And in here we can see that there are some participants that are carrying labels. Any participant with a T, like this one or this one, although they're overlapping with this one, it means that he's a technical expert, is one of the technical experts. And anyone with the I, and here we have a T and I, which means he's a technical and an influencer, technical expert and an influencer. So we can have several types of combinations. Now we hit go, and well, we have the ticks already equal to our days of discussion, and we can then scroll down to the analysis of groups, and then to the analysis of the pool groups, which is what we want to do in this clip. Now we have several graphs here. The first one shows the information per participant, per group, per day. Let me say it again. This is the information for the participants of the group, the first group, which in our case is group 0. Recall every run, groups start with 0 up to the number of groups that can be formed with the participants that we have and with the group size that we have. So group 0, all the participants in group 0, group 1, all the participants in group 1, and all the way up to the last group, and the end of the first day. This black line, vertical line, helps us understand, help us signal the first day. Then the second day starts, and then this final vertical line, black line, signals the last the end of the last of the second day. Again, if this is group 0, this is group 0, so we can compare group 0 against group 0, or group 0 against any other groups in any of both days. Also, we can compare the participants in each of the groups. Each of the participants is represented by 3 dots. The green dots represent the technical learning, the orange dots represent the emotional and the relational learning, and the blue dots, the opinions about networking. So each triad, each 3 points, 3 dots, sorry, represent the opinions on these 3 different type of outcomes of each participant. So we can compare them against others or against themselves day by day. So for example, this second participant of group 0 has a better opinion of, you see the blue dot over there, higher than the others. That participant opinion on networking is much more positive than the other outcomes that the group is producing. Now, this same participant here on the second day has their opinions on the 3 types of outcomes much closer, and particularly the blue dot seems to be lower, or probably is worse than the other two types of outcomes. So his opinion has shifted, and dramatically in terms of the networking that he or she is having with her group members. Now, the second graph shows the same information, but summarizing the information by group of each group, averaging the opinions of all the members of each group. That means that every 3 dots is a group, and those 3 groups are the results of averaging the opinions, the scores of the opinions of each of the group members. So these 3 dots represent the first group, group 0. These 3 dots represent group 1, and so on and so forth. The difference with the graph above is that the dots are connected by lines, so that it is easier to spot the differences and follow on what is going on along the first day and along the second day. The next graphs from group 0 to group 4 are similar. They show in detail and per group the information that we have also up here all together with all the groups pooled. So that should be about it. If we would like to have another group different from group 0 to group 4, then we would use the individualization to assess that particular group that is not listed by default here in the by the simulator.